Okay, greetings everybody to Xtrail China. I'm just going to try and do a bit of a quick course overview. Now this might get a little bit muddly because I'm going to have to refresh my whiteboard marker and such things a few times. The race starts with a paddle up the lake here, and it's a return trip, and this is after a very short 1 kilometre run through town. They then head on a rafting or whitewater section down through here, and then they head off onto a trek, 40 odd k trek. Now this is quite similar to last year, and it's in the same area where it started last year, so anyone who raced last year will have maybe a slight advantage. What we learnt last year is that these open grassy valleys in here can be really tricky, and lead teams will probably get in here before dark, but some of the later teams will definitely be there in the dark, and I mean even the lead teams won't get out of here before dark, so it's there is going to be some tricky navigation, I think, through here. There's a few side valleys down here which could lead teams astray, but once they get onto this main ridge and out to the transition, they should be pretty right. So there's the first challenge on the first night. Now I just need to remove my whiteboard and move my map, and we'll go down and have a look at the second mountain, the first big mountain bike league, 200 kilometers. So this is going to be really quite interesting, and the really fascinating thing about this league is that it actually goes through two really different types of terrain. And I think I've got my whiteboard marker up again. This first section up through here is kind of high alpine grassy valleys and such things, and last year I know sort of as they came over the top here and down into the desert area, there was a really big climb in there as well. So I haven't had a close look at the maps yet, but this could be the case again. Now it was down in this desert area last year where chaos ensued, and they had all sorts of problems down through here where there was just tracks and trails all over the place, and they had problems with the maps and such things. So this will be going into the second night, and I think this is going to be quite a critical phase of the race, so look out for that. And I'll just get rid of my whiteboard marker again because I want to move the map. So that big bike ride is actually going to be quite critical, I think, and will be very interesting, and particularly once they get out into that desert area again, whether they have the same sort of problems as they did last year. Now I haven't fully worked out this lake section yet, but I'm going to make an assumption here, and I could be proved wrong, but we'll wait and see. I think they come into this TA here is actually a double TA, and I think it's 5 and 8, and they actually come up the lake, and I think that's the 15k paddle just straight up the lake. They then go off and do this 40k trek, which will be quite interesting. Looks like quite a barren rocky ridge area, big mountain range there possibly, and then they do a 55k paddle which looks like it might come down across the lake, back up, and then back into this TA again. So I'm picking that's what's happening, and then they actually double back through this section here, so I guess it's going to be daytime one direction, maybe night the next, you just don't know. And then there will still be a last tricky section through the desert here, so this race will not be over until it's over, because if last year's anything to go by, this desert mountain biking section could be really quite tricky. So stay tuned, and we'll see how they go, and it should be a really fascinating race. So look forward to keeping you up to date. Stay tuned.